The rules are simple. Select a random champion, choose masteries, runes and spells that match and start up a game against 5 random AI controlled bots. Then the fun begins. Start a lane and farm as usual, trying to win the game against the 5 opponents before they beat you. The results are then posted in a league. 3 points for a win by destructing every enemy structure, 2 points for a win in any other way, and 0 points for a loss. The winner is then decided from a pool of 3-point champs with the lowest winning time crowned the winner. This is the 1v5 challenge.
One versus 5 challenge. This week your champion is... it's Viktor. Yeah. Okay, fair enough. The skin is Creator Viktor and we're going full AP runes and masteries. The champs that we are against are Caitlyn, Jinzhao, Karthus, Irelia and Shen. I believe we're going to face Karthus in that middle lane with the exhaust. We have the teleport to help us with the mobility. As you may be able to tell by my less than impressed enunciation of Viktor, it's not exactly my flavour of the month or year or in fact game. Viktor is not a champion I would choose to play with choice. I've played him a couple of times with an Aram game mode. Other than that, no. Interestingly enough though, he was one of the first champs I actually bought, and I did play with him for a fair while because I thought the laser was rather cool, but he seems to have been nerfed and nerfed and nerfed and nerfed, and is not really a viable pick. Lack of mobility, not great. His W is useful in team fights, but of course team fights do not come into this game mode. We are 1 human player against 5 bots. We get 3 points for a victory by destroying all the enemy structures, only 2 points if we cannot manage that. If the super minions push through, for example, before we destroy the structures, we only get the 2 points, and we don't qualify to go into the league of 3-point champions to see who can destroy all structures in the quickest time. Let's see if Viktor can do that. It might be quite difficult. He's not the most mobile of champs. There's a lot of damage in burst, but perhaps against 5 champions it's going to be quite difficult to get through all of them. Should be fairly easy against Karthus 1v1 though. We do some damage straight off, scaring him away as we farm against the minions and hit on the tower. We're before the 5-minute mark though, so it only does that 50% damage, and surely he will be sent back to the base after taking those hits, and we can farm for a little while undisturbed until he returns, and then we stun and use our ray on him, getting him straight down to fairly low health from the off. We are quite low on mana, it seems to be quite heavy in consuming mana early in this game. We can use the stun again though, and the ult straight on him, and the ignite, and the first blood is secured. Fairly easy 1v1 at this point during the game, especially when we have the ult up and the opponent does not. Especially in Karthus' case, it can be a fairly annoying ability in this game mode, especially if the other champs are on you. Speaking of the other champs, the key to success is to try and keep in tandem with the destruction patterns of those outer lanes. So if the AI destroy a tower, we have to make sure we are at the same point, if not ahead of them. If we manage to get a super minion coming because of inhibitor destruction, that generally means that the AI will all go to that lane to defend, which gives us that chance to destroy the outer structures. Not sure we're quite at that stage of the game yet though, as we're being poked down by Karthus. There's not much we can do about it with no mana. Interestingly, I purchased a Doran's ring, which is not something I would usually do, as I believe there's better items for full AD and full AP champs, but I did for the mana this time round, but it's not proving really to be that valuable, as we already need to go back to base before the tower destruction. Shen is in the mid lane as well, helping to push on to our turret. Can we get back before any damage is done. Almost 9 minutes into the game. Usually by now a tower has gone down. Not so as of yet though. Teleport back in after buying a little bit more mana. Try and help us out. The stun lands perfectly well on Karthus, and that extra bonus laser damage from the E is scaring him away for now. Enough to push. Shen is going to go past our tower though. He's going to be executed there. A rather strange decision by the AI, but nothing we gain from that other than a little bit of respite in that top lane. It's not about the top lane though at the moment, it's whether or not we can push through the middle, and can we destroy this tower before the AI manage to get either of ours. Will be a nice point to be at before the 10-minute mark. We're going to have to fall back a little bit here though. With the minions in, we can stun the Karthus and surrounding minions and get the tower, use the ult. The E is available, the second kick of that laser is successful and we get the kill secured. And it's 2-0 just before the 10-minute mark. And now just over the 10-minute mark we can progress back into that middle lane. See if we can get that second tower fairly early on in the match. We can stun Karthus straight away, use the E to go straight through him. The second burst doing lots of damage. Shen is going to ult towards him. We're going to ult on them both. Karthus is going to fall. Shen is trying to attack. He's going to back away though. And the tower provides some good defense against us. Kick him into the centre of the stun. He's going to taunt us. We're going to try and follow that. But the minion's doing a little bit of damage, helping him out there. And not braving the tower hits for that kill. We're still at 4 kills though. 30 minutes in, not too bad, but not great either. Slow him down a little bit with that area of effect slow. And Jin Zhao is going to come from the top to try and do something. There's not much he can do though. We have the minions doing that damage and the E causing his death. Goodbye, Jin Zhao. There's another E. Over on to Karthus. Going to go right into the centre. We can use our enhanced auto attack. And then our enhanced laser. It's proving to be fairly simple now. We're starting to snowball and become a lot more powerful. The enhanced item as well, building Viktor up to become a lot more stronger. Shen is falling fairly quickly. He's not going to stay in that area though. And we wait before attacking the turret, so he is out of range. Jin Zhao is going to come for us, and now we're going to go straight through him using the second laser to attack Irelia as well. He's going to chase us down the centre. He's activated his Q. Has he got the jump? Not quite. We're going to use that to try and catch Irelia out. Though we're going to ult. There's the shutdown though. The shutdown from Irelia becoming too greedy. Trying to go for Jin Zhao when low health. Proved to be the wrong decision. And we die for the first time in the game. It's 6-1. We're going to get a chance for payback straight away though, as they try and recall back to base. We're going to chase them down, not all the way though, and clear the minion wave out of the way. Are they going to try and be brave and come back, or are we going to get a free run at the tower? It looks like the former is not going to be the option for the AI. They're going to send Caitlyn instead to defend. Was Caitlyn here? She seemed to melt away. The others though won't fall down so quickly or easily. And Shen is trying some interesting guerrilla tactic. Going to the back. It might work though here. We're going to get crowded by the champions. We're going to get knocked straight back up. But we're going to try and use the escape, the stun helping us out. And Jin Zhao falls. There's the killing spree. And we have a chance to use the auto attack towards Shen. We use the E instead. He's still got to find a way to get back to his base through us. He's not going to get through us that easily though. There's the E straight on Caitlyn once again, starting to melt. this time the kill is secure with the ignite. It's a double, and we have a free run almost at the inhibitor turret. Can we get it down before they spawn to defend it? Been promising at the moment. A few more hits, but the tower is going to focus on us. Not much we can do about that. We're going to focus on Carpus though for the time being, stunning Xin Zhao. He will jump to us using his slow, and then his knockup will follow. We can use a little bit of a shield and get the kill. It's a close run thing, but the kill is secure. Irelia is not going to bother us. We're going to recall back to the base. And by the time we come back, the tower is looking pretty shaky. And it only takes a couple of hits before it goes down. We can slow Xin Zhao. It won't attack us though. We will be, however, attacking their inhibitor. A few basic attacks will get this down. Using the E to clear the minion wave. Now aided by our own minions. The inhibitor falls fairly easily, and we can recall once again back to our base to defend bottom lane. And another way of saying defend is make the enemies run back to their base scared. See if we can get them all out here. 3, 2 left. The godlike, but the barrier does slow us down. We're going to wait for Karthus's passive to disappear before we progress further, remembering that the turrets are more important than the kills at this stage, especially now that the bots have got that second tower. Our base, they will all start to crowd down here unless the super minions can do a decent job of pushing through that middle lane, which it seems that they are doing. Hold up at the enemy's wall using our Rylai's Crystal Scepter to good use, getting pretty much a wave on an E. Have a chance to delete the Caitlyn again. Damage over time is not going to be enough on this occasion though, and rather than chase, we're going to go for this turret before we lose our minion, which we do. It's not enough for the tower destruction, and we have to wait for the next wave. Panthers won't be waiting for us, however, and sending him back to his grave with the 14th kill of the match. Just over 21 minutes played. We can destroy those outer turrets fairly easily. Irelia is going to try and push in the middle with a couple of the other champs, but Caitlyn is going to stick around to try and defend. Not much that she can do though. So there's a squishy champ, can delete her fairly easily on her own. It's when they group together as a 5 that the problems might be caused at this stage. We can't really go up against a couple of tanks and damage dealers, but as long as they keep coming in small groups or on their own, it's not going to cause us many problems. We can stun Carthus here, ready for the kill after the destruction of the turret. We're going to leave him, let him go, focus on the Caitlyn, who is actually going to snare us. It's not going to do much for her life expectancy though, as she falls fairly soon afterwards. Use the laser to go straight across the 3 minions and claim all the gold just before we push on this inhibitor turret. 23 minutes almost gone. And if we can get this tower down and the inhibitor, our job should be slightly easier. But here comes Irelia and Shen fresh from their quest in the middle lane to try and defend the top. Irelia's not going to manage that on her own though. Shen deserting her in her hour of need, sending her to her impending death. It was impending and fairly swift, as is the destruction of this turret, as will be the destruction of Caitlyn. And the legendary cancels out Shen's ult as well, and the inhibitor will fall as well. We've got the teleport open to that bottom lane tower, leaving the minions to destroy that inhibitor. And slow down the AI's reinforcements at top lane as well. Ready for our own. And there goes the destruction of the first tower, swiftly followed by the destruction of the second, and the push on to the third, and the inhibitor turret is almost complete in the top lane. We've not been able though in the bottom lane to destroy that inhibitor. The minions unfortunately not strong enough, and the sentry inhib has come back up. Jin Zhao is going to dive straight onto us and try and cause some damage. He's not going to do it though. We're going to slow him down and get that damage over time, which is going to get the focus from the turret, but not going to get the kill on Jin Zhao. Do a little bit of magic damage on hit onto the turrets. And proving to be a fairly solid defensive unit against those oncoming assaults. Jin Zhao is back for another course. And the slow, the ult, the E, the death, the legendary. There comes the next competitor. Carter's not even been stunned yet. There's the stun, there's the Q. He's going to retreat backwards or not. He's not learnt his lesson. And there is the damage, and there is the kill, and there is the tower. Next inhibitor. Can we get it down in bot lane? Caitlyn is trying to push, trying to save their chances of a victory. Can we get this inhibitor down low to really show that they have no chance of coming out on top? We're going to use our Q to get the shield on Shen, but Shen gets the kill and the shutdown. Gets the team gold, and there's not much we can do now about defending this bottom lane. Are we going to spawn in time to defend it, or are we going to lose a tower and an inhibitor? Here's your answer. We're going to rush out with those boots. Send the ult straight onto the minions, clear the entire wave, slow down the Caitlyn, send the double laser, and it's a fairly simple by the numbers destruction of Caitlyn and the entire minion wave. In the middle lane you can see there's 3 champs also trying to push down there. Hopefully the super minions will start catching up to that top inhibitor and force them to go and defend that. Let's see what we can do. Can we push this lane all the way up to the top? Destroying that first inhibitor shows that we can, and the first inhibitor is down, as well as the minions who have destroyed that second central inhib, which means the allied super minions are spawning. We're going to try and stun the Shen, pulling Irelia into the stun as well. We're going to get taunted straight by Shen. There's the ult straight down, there's the first kill, there's the rampage, there's the Irelia, but there comes the Karthus ult. We're going to Q, get the shield as a bonus. And we're going to escape fairly unscathed, placing down a ward ready to teleport in. Surely the next teleport will prove to be the final one, as the victory is secured. Unless these super minions can do that for us. We're going to go straight back to base to regain some of that health, getting that Lich Bane as a final main item. And before we head back into the fight, we check, is the Guardian's Angel a wise idea right now? Or shall we just pretend we're going for Azonias as we roll towards the completion of this match? We're going to go straight on to one of the minions in the main bit of the base, send the stun onto Karthus and secure those kills. There's the dominating. There's the tower destroyed by the minions. And one tower remaining. The super minions coming from all sides, 2 now in that central lane. There's the E on to Jin Zhao. It's not going to rest too easily. Shen is going to come down onto Irelia, who is not going to last too much longer. There is the double. Shen feeding himself towards me. There is the triple. There is the Caitlyn. There is the Quadra. There is the game. Viktor with a victory. And that is the 3 points.